Okay, so right away, this dead body, not really dead. So, rev your drill, plunge it into him while he's still on the ground. You know, his little sneak attack. Didn't work out quite as he planned. No, I'm assuming that. I mean, I haven't seen his plans anywhere, and now he's dead, so we can't ask him. But I'm assuming that's not what he planned. But it is certainly satisfying for us. This is a section of the level I really like. In here, you can see the silhouette. This splicer, there's two of them, so as soon as you attack her, this one's gonna try to jump out and bash you on the head with some kind of makeshift club. Just be aware of that. You probably will take a hit. I usually do. Out here, again, not really dead. Give her the same treatment. She actually hits me, you know, which, if anything, that's just, you know, earns me a little respect for her because, you know, she can pull off smacking a Big Daddy hard enough to hurt him whilst his drill is rearranging her insides. You know, that's pretty impressive, so I have to give some kudos to her. And I'm not talking about the delicious granola bar snack. A note in here, in the fridge there's some pretty hardcore moonshine. I don't take it. It fucks you up pretty bad. Leaves you woozy for a little while. So I try to avoid it. Now it's just a hassle to have your view disrupted by that. In here, there's a guy hanging. When you go back out, there's going to be 3 splicers playing dead. We're just going to utilize these barrels with TK. Oh, biff it. Grab the next one. Chuck that one as well. In this particular take, it doesn't kill that one guy. No, that goes down like that fairly often. You can get them all if you aim a little better. Not a big deal. Just another excuse to use your drill. You'll notice the Big Daddy does have a headlamp light on his diver's helmet, which is a nice perk in the dark. It lights it up for you. So down here there's a turret. Hack it. If you do happen to be maxed out on auto hack darts, go ahead and use an auto hack on that turret because we're about to get one to replace it. In here, the third power to the people's station. In Pauper's drop, because we're now going heavy melee, it's no question for me. I go drill fuel efficiency. No, that's easy choice. And it really does help. We don't get any of the shotguns yet. You notice I don't think I've ever pulled the trigger on the shotgun in these videos. I don't know if that's going to change in the future or not, but it's definitely not going to be a main part of our arsenal. As I said, we're going heavy drill now. Even on Big Daddies, we're going to be doing drills. So I used TK because I thought I had Electrovolt out. No, it didn't work. Telekinesis 3 would have worked. You can throw around live splicers, but TK1, you know, fails in that attempt. I was kind of trying to fake her out, you know, psych her out with a, what horrible plasmid am I about to unleash on you? Didn't work. So hack this camera. If you don't want to waste a dart, just wait until it's not looking and then run under it. And then you can hack from underneath it. If you're going for the Master Hacker achievement, which is hacking 30 from a distance, then of course you're going to be using the hack tool as much as possible until you get that. So here's the freezing drill tonic. I don't have a slot for it, so I store it in the bank. If you followed my advice, you will have a slot for it. You will be able to equip it here. So picking this up will trigger a splicer fight. The first one's going to be a thuggish splicer, but then there's going to be a couple of lead heads that you will want to try to research. Again, you'll probably take some hits doing so, but that's not a problem. With this one, definitely miss with your first drill dash, because that fakes her out. You know, it's a hustling strategy. Then she thinks, oh, this guy's a noob. And then wham, second one right in the kisser. That's how I like to do it. That's definitely why I missed the first one. So tell your friends that's why I did it that way. So to give you a little background information on Grace Holloway, we're about to, choose whether to save her or kill her. The history of our relationship is basically this. She kind of had a tough life in Rapture. She ended up, residing in Pauper's Drop. Sophia Lamb shows her kindness, and that kind of rallies her support for Sophia Lamb. And so she speaks out against Andrew Ryan, which he then, has her blacklisted. When Ryan arrests Lamb, Sophia Lamb actually entrusts Eleanor to Grace. Grace was unable to have children, so she was kind of ecstatic at that proposition. And then later on in the story, we learn that Eleanor is kidnapped, and this is all without Grace or Sophia's consent. Eleanor gets submitted to the Little Sister program. Grace doesn't know all this. What Grace thinks, she eventually sees you with Eleanor and thinks you kidnapped her. And so basically she has, bad blood for you, because she thinks you were the one who, was behind all this. And then she tries to get close, and your big daddy instincts, you clock her in the face. So that doesn't help matters. So that's why, she's kind of pissed at you. And it's kind of just a misunderstanding, because it's really none of your fault. So coming up, there's going to be a brute splicer battle. Back there in the kitchen, you can kind of see it at the top of your screen. As I said that, there's 2 explosive barrels. I'm going to show you 2 ways to take out that brute splicer. To your left, right there, that's the kitchen I'm talking about. So, in the alternate way to take them out, I utilize the 2 explosive barrels in this kitchen. I don't show you the footage of me gathering them, but that's where they are. So make a note of that. There's a turret in here. Again, if you're trying to research security, or if you're trying to get the Research Master achievement, do take pictures before you hack, because you do get points for hacking. I will be doing that in the future, but Pauper's Drop, I forgot to. Next to that is an audio diary, as well as a safe, which I auto-hack. I tend to auto-hack the safes. I never need the extra money from the blue bonus, so if I do want the safe, I auto-hack. There, I took nothing out of the safe, basically. So we're going to be fighting the brute splicer coming up in the next video. This video was a long one, over 9 minutes, and I'll see you then.